attacking the bishop, and this is known as a Spassky variation. Okay, so some of you might be thinking that why black didn't capture this pawn with the knight after rook at h goes to e1. This is because suppose if black captured on f2, now white will play rook to d2 attacking the knight, and the only way to defend this is bishop to h4. But now comes rook at e goes to e2, and if knight to h1, rook to e3, and in the next move black have to lose one of his piece, and you can see that white is better. But in the actual game, after the move knight to f6, Now it's better for black to capture on e5, but instead he plays. Okay, so everything was fine till here, and the best way to continue this game for black is to play rook to c5, stopping the white king from going further, but instead he blunders by giving a check. And this invites white to bring his king further to support his pawn. Now I just want you all to pause the video and try to find the best move which or we can say that the only move which white can play in this position. In this position, the best possible way to continue this game is rook to g2, inviting black to play f3. But then simply rook to f2, and you can see that in the next move white will start pushing his pawn supported by the king, and no one can stop this promotion. But in the actual game, after the move rook to c3, he missed that move and he blunders by playing king to d4, and now this position is equal. But why? Let me show you. Because after rook to c1, here some of you might be thinking that what if white plays king to d5, supporting this c pawn for promotion. But guys, this will simply not work because black will also push his f pawn further. And if white attacks the pawn by rook to f6, and some of you might be thinking that now it's over for black and white is winning, because in the next few moves white king will go further, support this pawn, and at the end black have to lose his rook to stop the pawn. stop the pawn from promotion, right? But no, it's not so easy for white to do this, simply because black have this amazing move rook to c3, keeping an eye on this c pawn as well as defending the own f pawn. And suppose if white moves according to his plan like king to d6, he tries to push this. Now comes rook to d3 check, king to e7, rook to c3, attacking this pawn again, and king to d7, and this back and forth movement occurs, and again we will give a check. You can see that finally this position will become completely equal. Okay, so in the actual game, after the move rook to c1, okay, so here white placed king to e4, attacking this pawn. Now again the same condition here, black have to must consider the move rook to c5 so that this king can't move further, but again he blunders by playing rook to c4 check. And you might be shocked that instead of moving the king to d5, Vishy blunders by king to f3. Now this position becomes equal. Now black have to just continue this game by playing rook to c5, attacking this pawn, and suppose if black capture on f4, rook takes h5. If white tries to promote his pawn, simply rook to c5, and if queen simply takes, and you can see that this position is completely equal for both. But after king to f3, here Vishy blunders by king to h8, giving up a free pawn to white. And in this position, Vishy resigned. Now let's move on to our game number 2. Okay, so let's see this game from Vishy perspective. And here this game starts with e6 by Vishy. He opts for French defense. Knight to d2 by Kasparov, and this is known as Tarrasch variation. And this complete setup is known as Kistyakov defense. And here you can't capture this bishop because the black bishop is also in danger. So that's why here simply bishop to g6. Okay, so this move is a mistake by white. Instead of this, the best way to continue this game is bishop to e5. And here black can play f6. Then you can see that here white have to lose one of his piece, either the knight or bishop. And here computer suggests the move knight to f3. And after takes rook to d1, attacking this queen, and after queen to e4. And yeah, you can see that this game is completely equal. But in the actual game, after the move h4, and in this position Garry Kasparov resigned. What an amazing game by both legends. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked this video. Hit that subscribe button for more because it motivates me a lot. This is your host Bison signing off. Bye bye.